Hello, true crime family. I know this is going to be a little loud, but bear with me. This case is really close to my heart. I am in Evansdale, Iowa, which is my community, and I'm here to talk to you about Lyric and oh my gosh, Lyric and Elizabeth. Now these two little girls, on, let's see, it was Friday the 13th of 2012, and I have to go in the gazebo, sorry girls, because it's pouring down rain, of course. So let me get over to the gazebo. This is Elizabeth's gazebo that the town put together right here. Woo. Dang. Okay, sorry about that. And so this is Myers Lake. It's called the Park of Angels now. So this is where I live. And I'm trying to get my one little note here. Sorry about that. The weather's not cooperating, is it? Sorry, this is terrible. I didn't bring my tripod. I forgot everything. And I really wanted to get this out. So, where is it? Gosh darn it. Okay, here it is. So, Lyric, she pretty much grew up with her grandmother Wilma and her aunt. She didn't have the most easiest life, but with her mom and her dad, because they were into some drugs and they had their own issues. But grandma stepped up, and so did her aunt, and you know, she lived pretty happily with them. She loved cheerleading, she loved singing, she loved gymnastics and bowling. Elizabeth, at that time, she didn't have any brothers or sisters. Libby, she had one brother and two sisters. She loved to boss them around. She ruled the roost. She had her life was much more stable, and she was with a loving mother and father, and they had a wonderful family life. They, you know, went to church. Elizabeth, she really loved singing and animals, and she loved hockey. Let me see here. What else I want to tell you. I have so much information on this case. She was a very cheerful and warm-hearted little girl. The cousins were so very close, and they loved each other very much because Lyric lived with her aunt, which is Elizabeth's mom, and her grandma, and you know, grandma always had the family together, so they spent a lot of time together, and they used to do skits. And how do I know this? Because I know the family. I know a person in the family. So let me find my other paper. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, so currently the case isn't closed, and it's a working case. It's been a working case for 10 years. The investigators and FBI, they decide that they are, well, the FBI is not involved anymore. It's just the investigators here. They're never going to let this go because this really affected our community. So it was Friday the 13th, July 2012. It was a sunny day here, right here. The sun was shining. It was scorching hot. There was a light breeze. The corn stalks were standing high in the cornfields. You could hear the birds singing in the trees near Myers Lake, we all thought we were safe back then. You know, in 2012, living here in Iowa, you know, we'd let our kids go out, you know, and, you know, we felt safe. I mean, we didn't let them go like we did when we were kids from dusk till dawn, from dawn till dusk. But, you know, we gave them a little bit of leeway because look at this community. It's a quaint, quiet little farming community. So you wouldn't think, you wouldn't dream in a million years that anything would happen here. Most people say, and they make fun of people from Iowa because there's nothing to do here. They say, what do you do? What do you spend all your time doing? What we do here is we spend time with our families. You know, we're really close with our family and our friends. We go swimming and picnicking. We go to church, and compared to the big city, our lifestyles are at a much slower pace. And everything revolves around our children. Playing football, baseball, soccer, wrestling, 4-H. It's all about family. And Evansdale is a small city of 4,000 population. It's hidden in between cornfields and soybean fields. Sorry, give me a minute here. So the girls were at the grandma's house here in Evansdale, Wilma, and she told them that they could go ride their bikes. And that was about 11:30. They loved to ride their bikes, but they were only allowed to ride their bikes around town, right there by the house, a couple blocks here and a couple blocks there of the house. They always had to check in 1 hour. They couldn't stay out longer than an hour, and Grandma always told them to come and check in. So at 12:15, Grandma, you know, the last time she seen them, they were over by the big, tall clothing store. And she saw them go through, and then she didn't see them again. So she just had this little worry in her gut. So she took off and started looking for them and yelling for them. And she couldn't find them. So that's when she went and got her daughter. Now I can go, I'm shivering here. I can go into great detail right now, but the weather is changing here really fast and the temperature is dropping so fast, and I didn't bring a coat, so I apologize. But I have tons and tons of information regarding Elizabeth and Lyric, and you would not believe this case. It is insane. It's just like Kylie's story. It has tons of rabbit holes that you go down this road and then you're faced with 10 other things. And so I'm going to start doing a little report on this. There also the big conversations here in town right now are Richard Allen. He is being accused of the Delphi murders of 2017, I'm sorry. And it looks like there's a lot of similarities in this case and that case. And so they're questioning if maybe he was a serial killer. And I've got so much information to tell you. And you know, I'll make another video about that. Let's see. Richard Allen and his wife, they traveled a lot to different areas. And our question right now is, where was he in 2012? Where was, you know, was he, you know, in Illinois, Indiana? Where was he in 2012? That would be important to know. Let's see. On July the 13th, like I said, we would let our children go out and play, and you know, we didn't worry that much about them. we'd check on them, or we'd be washing clothes and hanging them outside or whatever. But on the 13th, that was the day that our community lost its innocence, and it's never been the same here since then. Our lifestyles have changed. Every year we have a motorcycle and car ride for the girls, and we, have donations, and we donate to other families. Here, this breaks my heart because I can show you on my way out several benches, and there are other missing little girls, and they're girls. And it just breaks my heart. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of hearing kids being killed. It's just not right. We need to have stiffer laws. We need to change something. So 10 years ago, these trees, they're willow trees because that was Elizabeth's favorite tree. And they planted this willow tree here next to Elizabeth's bench. And these are another kind of willow trees too that people donated to the family, and they planted them here. So I'm gonna head to my car and talk to you a little bit more. I've listened to some of the YouTube stories that people had talked about, and they were questioning, well, how could she get from this point to that point? And you just wouldn't realize how small this town is. There's only 4,000 people here. And so, if you guys have any questions for me, or you want me to drive to certain areas, I'm right here. This is my home. These are my people. And this case isn't solved, and it's heartbreaking, and it has torn family apart. You just wouldn't believe what it has done to this family. It's so devastating. Now, this is one of the memorials that they built, and I think it is so beautiful. This was from donations. It says, dedicated to Angels Park and the memory of Elizabeth Collins and her cousin Lyric Cook, and 2 other young girls in the area whose lives were tragically taken, but whose memories will live on. And it's just so beautiful. I'll step back a bit so you can see it. And there's other memorials out here that people have been adding, and I think it's beautiful. And right over there is Lyric's Pavilion, but I've got to get to my car. I'm freezing. And here's another picture of the park and the playground, and they have a tank over there. It's been there for years. But think of your questions, think about where you want me to go, and my next video will be more in depth and a little bit more information, and not quite as shaky. So God bless you all, and thank you for all of your comments and inspiration. And I'm not forgetting about Kylie. This is going to be my next case that I'm going to deep dive, because I can't forget about these girls. We never forget about them, and people think that they are forgotten, but around here they're not, and there's still pictures up everywhere, and we don't forget, and we never will. And so I'm going to really start diving into this case and sharing it with you, and maybe we can put some pieces together and find out who killed these beautiful little girls. If you want me to ask the family friend that I know, we were nurses together, and that's how I knew her, and we're pretty close. So if there's any questions you'd like me to ask her, please just let me know in my comments. and I'll try and get a video out soon. I kind of leave for Phoenix tomorrow, and I'll be gone for 4 days, so bear with me. Love to all you guys, and God bless.